Yes, live. Hello, people. I haven't even got a drink or anything. That's how impromptu it is. I've just jumped on, got home from work early, had a little look at Pag UK's Facebook page, and it inspired me to jump on now. Well, not even run my bath yet or nothing. Just come home. Hi, mate. How you doing? Olsen. Hope you are well. Big thumbs up. Big thank you to everyone for jumping on at such short notice. You know what I like? I'm the one who'll come rapping your door at 4 in the morning and just expect you to get up. And 9 times out of 10, you know, guys, you all do get up. So thank you a lot for jumping on. Like I say, going back to the beginning, this all started from just literally looking at a post on Billy's Parents Against Grooming Facebook page. If anyone's not on their Facebook page, honestly, you need to get on there and just look at the constant day-to-day or day-by-day updates with the smallest stories but build a bigger picture, you know? Yes, John, Locator, Keller, Jay, hi. Oh, and before I go any further, I've got to make an apology. Sometimes when I do streams, well, provocative. Yeah, it's provocative, all right. Now I've not used that for any sensationalistic kind of value, but I'll explain that. First, I really want to explain about yesterday when I was doing the stream. I kind of don't look at a lot of comments, so people will say hi, and to quickly go through it, I've got to say a big hi to a lady called Laura. Now, Laura apparently was watching my stream in the company of a other half, Steve Kahn, I do believe, on their big TV for the first time. I think Laura was watching it for the first time. And I got on that as I rewatched the stream back because people were kind of highlighting in the stream, say hello to Laura, and Steve saying, oh, could you give Laura a big mention? She's never watched you before. Meanwhile, I'm off on a tangent, not even looking at the screen, looking at the fireplace because the camera was actually focusing on the laptop. So I just want to say that I really do apologise. It might have come across a bit ignorant. I'm not like that. I will adhere to comments. But at the same time, sometimes when you're talking, you can't really digest all the comments and kind of go through them. Sometimes you misconstrue what they're saying, and sometimes you're not even looking. So I'm looking through this stream, and there was like several points where even other people were getting to see that Red Pill Phil's not even acknowledging this poor lady Laura, and everyone's going, "Come on, Phil, say hi to Laura." And I'm still not saying it because I'm looking at my fireplace off on a tangent. Even Great Brit, who I don't even know who's jumped on this street, Laura Towler. I have no idea the second surname, to be honest. All I do know it was the better half, I could say, of a chap called Stephen Carn who jumped into the stream yesterday and wanted me to just say hello to his freaking missus. That's all he wanted. And I've done everything but. So I've got to take that couple of minutes of rambling to say hello, Laura. Thank you, Steve, for introducing Laura to the channel. And I hope she doesn't hate me. And that's my explanation why I was kind of pig ignorant. So same again, going back to where I started. Facebook, Parents Against Grooming. You've got to check these guys out for what they're doing. I was looking on the stream before. There was a live that Billy had put up there in regards to what you could construe as a misleading headline. I'm not worried. I'm not worried, but I was like all night. I was actually thinking of doing a separate video for Laura and just saying, hello, Laura. But I thought, well, people who haven't watched the stream are going to think, well, what are you doing? What are you doing? This ain't a shout out board, so I just wanted to kind of mention that before I forgot it. Anyway, but misleading headlines, that's where we're going with this. The deceptive way that the media is misleading everything, right? So let me, if I can I? I bet I can't now, can I? Yeah, I can. I'm going to flip the camera. Yeah, this is where I'm going to start looking at the fireplace for a little bit, yeah? I'm not really. I'm going to be a bit more attentive than that. But this is the headline that Dean from PAG UK had posted on the Parents Against Grooming Facebook page. Now, Dean is as diligent as the next man. He's on it, and he's a great guy to boot. He's so concerned about what's going up in that area that it's literally got him so angry. But he realizes the best way to deal with the anger is to use it in a positive way. So the guy keeps on it. So he's put this up, and Billy reacted to it. Because you can see what it says there. Chicken shop gangs use free food to lure kids into crime, investigation reveals. Now, whether that just meant one chicken shop or there seems to be a spate of chicken shops, well, halal chicken, let's go there. You know, the bottom line is what they're actually saying. Groomers using chicken on this occasion, the investigation shows, to lure kids into being groomed. You know? So that's what Billy was kind of annoyed about. The misleading way that they've put it out there. That none of that headline tells you in any way that we're talking about grooming. If you can put grooming in a better semantical way, exploitation of minors under the knowledge that you're basically going to pimp them out, you're going to exploit them for your own sexual gratification or the gratification of other people. Hi, Great Brit. It's about drugs. It could be that as well. Drugs, alcohol, all used as prizing tools with a kid who is probably considered maybe vulnerable, maybe a kid that has got some form of dysfunctionality within the family, so spends more time on the streets. And I'm not throwing any accusation towards a family for any of this that happens. I'm just trying to put mitigating circumstances as to why, look, I'm looking at my fireplace again, as to why that kids decide that they want to befriend people because they somehow, for whatever social reason within their social background, with it being family or friends, they feel that they expose themselves for being vulnerable, for guys who are older, who have got sinister thoughts, and who will think nothing of exploiting people. They show and expose themselves for being groomed in that way. Show them a bit of love, you know, they can have a cig even though they're not supposed to smoke, so that builds up the confidence. Keep telling them how nice they are, how misunderstood they are. Keep allowing them to drink, smoke, maybe take drugs in your company, so that builds the confidence again. And I'm not even anyone that would even consider grooming. But you know what? When someone talks about grooming, we all could write the playbook on how an older adult would find it very easy to gain the support and the trust of someone of that age, if you wanted to, if you were that way inclined. And that's without the fucking chicken. That is without the kebab meat. You know, where do you go with this? This is so deceptive. To do that throws it off. I mean, Billy was saying before. So what are we going to have now? Are we going to have chicken shop gangs? Are we going to have kebab shop gangs? Are we going to have subway gangs? Instead of actually saying what it is, it's a grooming epidemic that is rising, that unfortunately for everyone concerned, it can be pinpointed to a small percentage of the nasty element, same again, small percentage within a certain demographic. Now, unfortunately, the stats and the paperwork will tell you that that demographic steers more towards Bangladeshi, Pakistani. We know that. I'm not going to steer away from it. Having said that, Does that mean I have an inbred hatred towards Pakistani people in general? No, it doesn't. And why should it? Because that would be irrational of me to think that. I am not that way inclined. You cannot do that. You treat people as you find. Otherwise, if a black man is arrested for doing the most heinous crime on a white lady, and then 3 months down the line, I get spotted and I become a target of that because there has to be a backlash for that crime to have happened to that lady, I would say the exact same thing. It's general sweeping, and you cannot target on the basis of skin color or where they come from, even if a small percentage of them people are creating so much trauma, so much abuse, and so much disregard and disrespect. What happens to be, when you flip the stats back again, it happens to be predominantly happening to a certain demographic. So you cannot deny that. I'm not going to sit here and let's not talk about what it could be. We know what it could be. So then I would say that quite happily to any Muslim on this stream now, because I do not tar them with that brush. I would expect them as a Muslim individual, like me as a black individual, to have the humility to own nasty shit that happens to be happening within your own community. So if I do videos saying hip hop is the worst fucking music ever, and you know what, the knife crime, the black on black crime, you can link the two together, although you still can't say everyone who carries a knife is a black person. Although there is truth and elements which I would have to concede as a balanced individual, even though I'm black, even though by saying that it makes me look like I'm a coconut, I'm going against my own race, and I'm not. It's having the humility to fucking own it. And I know there are Muslims that are owning it. They won't come on a platform like this and own it, because they know it'll be like a game of fucking whack-a-mole. As soon as they do, you're all right, guys. Soon as they do, they're going to get whacked down, because people are angry, people are getting vilified. But the problem is, when you've got headlines like this that is skirting around what is becoming a bigger problem, that the media, because they're not reporting on it, is getting done in right in front of your face. And the most you can do is write a story talking about chicken shop gangs, when you haven't got the bollocks to call it out for what it is. You can be semantical and break this shit down right to the fucking street in Bangladesh, where all this shit would have derived from back in the day, if you had the bollocks to do it. But they're that scared of PC, they're that scared of upsetting, they're that scared of causing a big commotion that they won't. So they leave people feeling angry, feeling frustrated. That is then obviously going to turn towards the ideology where I've had this shit, I've had it, I'm done. We do marches, I'm done. You get batons put at you, I'm done. Even if them batons, the way they've been posed at you in some cases, it's because that policeman at that point in time, in some cases, might not have had a choice. Might have had to think, well, what the fuck? Because these guys are looking a little bit fucking frisky right now. So you can see the two attitudes that are logical and make sense, but you can see what's causing it. You can see what is playing a major part in people wanting to kick off and doing abnormal things on the streets of London and other cities, but yet you've got the police that are doing what is regarded as abnormal by wanting to bear arms almost against people who cry out about this. It is so crazy when anyone looks and you go, well, all this is, I tell you now, the Overton window's changed. If you can't call out grooming gangs and break down that the grooming gangs are using, manipulating fast food shops as well as the manipulating with alcohol, as well as the manipulating with drugs. They are the traits of a groomer. Paedophilia, what you could class as white paedophilia. I don't like using these terms, but I've got to keep it distinct. How do you think they will prize young kids to go to parties? Do you not think they'll be luring them with all kinds of trinkets that they know that that kid is going to be interested in and it's going to be appealing? Now, do you then put out stories saying white pedo found luring kids with McDonald's? Well, at least he said white pedo. But the bottom line is you don't use the tool, you use what they're doing, and what they're doing is grooming. And by you not talking about it, you're only exacerbating it because people can see. I mean, I went from this. Let me quickly run through this. Criminal chicken shop gangs. Criminal chicken shop gangs. So it's like they only work through fucking chicken shop. Now, is KFC going to come down on these guys going, what the fuck? Our chicken sales have gone down 15% because as soon as they press the button for the fucking order for the fast food at the drive-through, they think we're going to groom him, so they're fucking off. You know, it's crazy where they're trying to be that PC that actually don't realise that they're damaging somewhere else up the street because of that walking on eggshells. That's how it seems to me. I may be wrong. Criminal chicken shop gangs are recruiting children to drug dealing with the promise of free food, and investigation has revealed. Street gangs prey on school-aged children who meet in fast food outlets during the day, offering them food money to perform increasingly dangerous tasks. The tactic, dubbed chicken shop grooming, oh fuck me, they've mentioned the word, was highlighted in evidence submitted as part of the Youth Select Committee's investigation into UK's knife crime epidemic. It comes after innocent schoolboy Jai Hughes, 15, was stabbed by a gang member outside a chicken shop. It's right, it's okay then. So, if they're not going to call it out then, and they're going to then put black on black crime as being an epidemic and it's being utilised through chicken shops, that might be the case. But you're highlighting the food over the actual problem, which sensationalises chicken. It makes chicken the fucking bad guy, doesn't it? It's just fucking crazy. Young offenders spoke to the Youth Select Committee's report, said children have been excluded from school were particularly vulnerable to exploitation. Well, anyone who wags it is, because you're wagging it thinking that you're being a bit rebellious, you're running about, and no one's going to catch you. Even though with today's penal school system, I don't know how you can get away with wagging now. Back in the day, you'd be able to get away with it for fucking weeks and no one would, come on top. And now, within an hour, they're on your case, so I don't know how they get away with it. So, of course, you're going to attract, whether it be someone who's giving away free cigs, to someone who's giving away a free spliff, to someone who's giving away a free can of beer. It's not the actual food product, is it? It's the fucking mindset that's utilising that. So why don't they go, okay then, in these couple of cases, chicken shops was used, but that, let's not go too far in the chicken shop bit. All that really means is that the people on this occasion happen to fucking own a chicken shop. But no, chicken shop. They also said that sometimes children are recruited through an offer of food referred to as chicken shop gangs. It's manipulative. Oh, who's this? You've even got fucking stars coming up. Who's he? What?
So one of the things we have to understand with young people is that young people are now being groomed. They've been targeted by gangs. They've been targeted by pedophiles. They've been just generally targeted. And one of the processes that groomers use is, and this is really, really simple, so I'll break this down to you, it gets more complicated, but one of the processes that drug dealers are using now is called the chicken shop grooming. And what that means is that they will wait outside schools and find out who goes to the chicken shop. Now, this is the important part. The appearance
I'm sorry, I can't listen to that shit. They wait outside and just stand outside any chicken shop, and being that black people have already got the stigma that they eat chicken, fucking breakfast, lunch, dinner, tea. You stand outside the chicken shop for any God-given amount of time, and fuck it, I've got myself some black muppets that are gonna do my bidding. All I've got to do is buy him a fucking chicken, a side order of coleslaw, and if I really want him to do the big fucking jobs, I'll get him some beans. They'll get a free Pepsi with it, and boom, I'm on it. Chicken shop bullshit. What the fuck? Now, I'm not mocking this guy because it's obviously happening, but to give it such a stupid title and not talk about what they need to talk about, they've made it ridiculous with a fucking chicken shop gang. Really? There's chicken shops round here that I never see that activity going on, right? I never see bad man loitering round chicken shops, just waiting for the odd fucking roadman to just wander up. Man's not hot. Does man want a chicken sandwich? Man wants a chicken sandwich. Man gets a chicken sandwich, but man has to take these drugs and drop them off up the street. Then man will get his chicken sandwich and your side order of coleslaw. Man is now sweet. Do you reckon that's how it goes? This grooming process goes further beyond hanging outside a fucking chicken shop. Chicken nuggets. I mean, where do you go? This is what I mean. It's made it ridiculous. And there was someone who said, yeah, you're right, Rose. That is the law. That is the law. So we know that. We know that kids are going to get on the fact that they'll get a freebie and the fact that they'll pay attention. But that doesn't highlight the actual epidemic, which is grooming. They're just highlighting the free food element. I can lure a lad with anything. It could be a can of beer. Because he's pissed off, he's just had a fucking argument, he's at his most vulnerable where I can literally passively attack him and indoctrinate him. I know I could do that. I don't have to be stood outside a chicken shop to do it, a KFC, or even a fucking off license. They're kind of utilising the tools and the mechanisms, but they're not talking about the thing that is. They're recruiting. Fuck talking about food. Yeah, when they go into a kebab shop, talk about the interaction, not the fact that they're getting a kebab. Okay, you can glossily mention, oh yeah, well, and he slipped at a kebab. But you don't call it then a chicken shop kebab gang, or a kebab chicken shop gang, an Indian takeaway gang. I just don't get it. Hot sauce. I mean, what do you have to do to get some hot sauce out of these fuckers? What would you have to do? Promise a fucking strapping a bomb to you or something? I don't know. What do you do to get the full re-up? I want large fries, I want a large drink, and I want 2 pots of the fucking sweet chili sauce. It don't make sense, but I'm not trying to mock it because in a way they are trying to highlight what is an issue. They do use takeaway shops. They use taxis. So what we're talking, fucking taxi gang. It's the tool. You can't marginalise every chicken shop now. Off this premise of that, I never want to send my kids to the chicken shop ever again. But that is not accurate to do that, is it? It's only because they've not alerted me in this article sufficiently about the grooming tactics of an individual to lure a young person into doing, whether he's selling drugs or whether he's selling the body. the loading the fact that they use the highlighting the fact that they're using the food. So then that gives me the impression that, well, fucking hell, I can't even send me kid to the chicken shop now. That's what you get from that article more than actually talking about grooming for me. Sometimes twice a day, in a lot of cases, that's all they eat. Yeah, no, I get it, and they use it. The kids eat that shit, but kids eat a lot of shit. Kids, you go outside any paper shop in a school morning, boom, they're all outside there as well. So I get the tactic, and I might not be articulating myself very well. I get all the different ways that they're hitting vulnerable kids. Mad 2020, remember that? Kebab Gate. This is what, if you're going to diversify and breaking it down to the food groups, I mean, fucking hell. You know, what are you going to do? You're giving all the fast food a bad name. You're giving it a bad name. Whereas the person in the next kebab shop or the person in the next chicken shop, his chicken might be finger licking good, but you ain't going to be finger licking and thinking about your daughter or your son being groomed. You're going to more what go around and knock his head off because he sells fucking chicken. Because he sells a fucking mean chicken sandwich. You know what I mean? So it's like, what you doing? You're putting chicken shop owners under threat to a degree. The kids need an alternative. They do wake up, UK. They need organic food. They need an alternative way of thinking that they need to not see the gang mentality as being so celebrated. But then, how can you help kids nowadays when, exactly, youth clubs, you haven't got any facilities now? Kids are on their own. I feel sorry for the younger generation because in a way, I tell my kids, give me your phone, get out, do something. When I was your age, all that, and then they look up to the sky. But then I think, well, kids have got nothing now. It's hard to motivate my kids to go out and set the tennis rackets on the local tennis court here. It's hard because it's not the done thing. It's not really heavily promoted to do that. And there's no facilities bringing people together trying to promote that. So you end up with a series of different age groups that do all the same thing, which we done back in the day, but we had other places to kind of get off the streets. They haven't. They end up just roaming the streets. Where they're susceptible to these fucking chicken shops. Fuck me. You know what? You've got me worried now. I am worried. Because I've just given my kid a fiver because she's gone out to meet her mates at the park. And I know she's barely at anything. And I know she's going to go and grab something. So guess who's now worried? All because of a misleading headline. When in fact, you tell me about grooming and I will alert him about grooming. But now because I'm so red-pilled, I'm going to have to alert him about chicken sandwich. The chicken sandwich is the problem. Not the fucking it's selling it, yeah. It's the sandwich. So it's going to move through all the food groups. Before you know it, bacon butty grooming will be a real thing. But this was the original story, yeah? This was the Evening Standard. So going back to where I was at, of how deceptive the media is, how they want to brainwash people who are not thinking, they're not critically thinking about chicken shop grooming, equate the two. They just see as, oh, well, I can see why they get lured in with the odd chicken sandwich. Well, of course, if I give a guy a fiver on the street, I'm going to lure him in with that. But is it now the £5 fucking crew? No, it's not. It's the grooming crew. But they just don't want to use the terminology of grooming, so they're blaming a food group. But by blaming the food group, you're changing the narrative, making the narrative softer and pushing it away from what the actual problem is, which is grooming. So, to me, that's what they're doing. You know, that's why you get certain things that are mentioned in the press now, and they'll do anything but mention the it accurately because they know they're playing to a dumber audience that's not going to psychologically break down the article. They're just going to go off the headline and they're going to switch off because psychological tests show that with anyone reading headlines, by the time you've reached the second paragraph, your attention span has gone. So they've got to get all that information tightly packed in the first couple of lines. And so if they can be deceptive within them first few lines and the headline, or even be plausible deniability, you know what I mean? Play to your ignorance, it'll work. These are the psychological tricks that the media and the TV and the music industry utilize. They play on people's stupidity, and because 9 times out of 10, people walk around with their head firmly up their own arse, that they're gullible. So we've got to live with this. Chicken sandwich tax. Hit them with a tax, innit? Grooming tax. Grooming tax. Bring out a fucking grooming tax. Yeah? Right, so then I went from this to, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to tap it in on the internet, chicken shop gangs, and let's see what comes up. And I've done that with the knowledge of trying to get this initial article, not realising what I was going to see. So check this out. Check that out, right? Look, chicken shop gangs, chicken shop drug gangs, chicken lured into crime by chicken shop gang, or children. Children, chicken shop drug gangs recruited children. Chicken shop grooming of 7-year-olds. Chicken shop grooming of 7-year-olds. So it's a fucking, you know, chicken shop gangs recruited children with offers of free food. Gangs targeting teenagers in chicken shops luring. Chicken shop gangs use free food to recruit children. Chicken shop gangs lure children into drug dealing with food. Now, do you think that line up there, what do you think? Do you think Colonel Sanders is thinking, fucking hell, this is going to fuck me right up? Never mind me finger licking, never mind me secret ingredient. What the fuck has this got to do with me and my chicken? And that, you know, is what they call misappropriation. That's why I don't give them before you go out. I know, innit, I'm going to make me own chicken sandwich. KFC is not allowed to say chicken now. Well, it's probably because it's not chicken, innit? Freaking hell, trading standards be all over it. But, but do you see how deceptive that is? Chicken, chicken, goddamn chicken. And every bit of that is like, right, you've used chicken. But what have they actually done? What crime have they involved the kid in? And what other processes, as in things that they'd said other than, do you want a free chicken sandwich? And did he really think that, okay, I'm going to turn my kid from a beautiful, thoughtful individual, right, into someone who's going to run out, sell drugs for me, or even worse still, sell a body on my behalf, yeah, for my, not gratification, but for my financial fucking gain, yeah? And all it's going to take me is a couple of chicken sandwich. Do you really think kids are that stupid? They're not, are they? It takes more than a chicken sandwich. It takes the kid where they are psychologically. It takes psychologically where the individual who wants to groom them, where they're at, and then it takes psychologically to break them down, play on that kid's weaknesses. Not just a fucking chicken sandwich. It could have been a £5 in the pocket. It could have been, oh, I've just seen these earrings at the shop round the corner. I know, you know what, I thought of you. Boom. Boom. You've won anyone's heart over with that. I've only got to get my missus a bunch of flowers. The first thing she's going to do is be very suspicious of me because it hardly ever happens. She's like, well, what the fuck have you done? If you're now like prostrating, because that's how she'd see it. She wouldn't see it as a gesture of love. She'd be like, what have you been up to? Let's talk that and then we'll go back to the fucking flowers. You know what I mean? So, it ain't chicken if it ain't free range okra. Organic. Organic. The organic. Cleanest, innit? But same again. You can't blame the chicken. Foghorn Leghorn would, I tell you what, he wouldn't be happy. He would not be happy if he could hear all this talk now. He doesn't realise he's going to be. Phil's lady knows. Keep right. She knows all right. It's just so wrong. You can't demonise the chicken. You can't. The chicken's got it now. The chicken is the demon. And you could actually say that the left have fucked themselves up, going back to what I was saying earlier, is that if they're promoting that chicken's the best way to a black man's heart, well, in some cases, you're probably fucking right, but it's not just chicken. I'm talking a bit of rice with it. I'm talking a bit of curry. You probably have to put a little bit of coolant on the plate as well. And maybe a pint of lager. And that'll win me over. Don't give a fuck who presents it to me. You've always got 5 minutes of my time if you're going to throw that in front of me and say that I don't have to pay for it. And I don't give a shit, you know. I might be open to all offers if it tastes good as well. It is racist, isn't it? See what I mean? You can't go there. So are the media now saying that black people can be won over with a bit of freebie chicken? You know what I mean? Is that what you're saying? The left, the media. Because I need a seeded bun. I need a bit of cheese, a bit of lettuce. It's got to have some banging relish on it. So you expect me to just be bought over with some dried up chicken on a plate and a few fucking crustaceous fries that have probably been sat in the fryer? They try to put it on the black man. They are. You can't. Don't be racist, left. Everyone. Ask Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders will tell you it's not just black people that do the finger licking. I see everyone finger licking. So what's that all about? And I don't mind you finger licking. You lick all you fucking want. Means you've enjoyed your food, innit? I can't knock a man for... There's only a matter of time before I really fuck this up. Lick things all you want. Do what you want. You enjoy your chicken. Just don't then say, well, because I've just bought a chicken, my kid's now susceptible to being groomed. No, my kid is susceptible when you've got a man with bad intentions that wants to take advantage and exploit my young kid. That's what it is. And that's what the story should be. You know what I mean? Don't bring the chicken into it. Leave the chicken alone. Unless there's an anti-chicken lobby that's out for the chicken market. So they've bought their way into the fucking media and the narrative is, right, we've got to demonize chicken. We've got to get them out of town because there's a new food on the block. And chicken's not it. So let's demonize the hell out of it. The chicken commies. I know I've took it to ridiculous levels, but like I say, I'm not diminishing that this is not used. That's the bottom line. We know it's used as a tactic, as one of many tactics. But going back to what Billy says, what have you got now? Have you got your food group gangs, your kebab shop gangs, your bargain booze gangs? You know what I mean? Your little fucking £1 store gangs. You know, your taxi rank gangs. Where do you go? Are you going to dodge round the issue of grooming that much that you're going to put it on a food type? So, crazy. I mean, let's just have a quick look here before I do one. Who should we go with? We've got Sky News, The Guardian, The Independent. And they've all gone, look, they've literally copied and pasted. Chicken shop drug gangs recruiting children with the promise of free food, Parliament Summit. Chicken shop drug gangs recruit children with food, inquiry says. children lured into crime by chicken shop gangs offering free food. So, where's your journalistic integrity? Because if I do it, honestly, there's plenty of times that several YouTubers will do their little spin on stories, just like I followed Billy's line. You know what I mean? But I'll follow Billy's line with my own spin, not because I've got to be different, but because I will pose something audibly, verbally, different than Billy will. Billy will appreciate some points I've brought up. I will appreciate some points that Billy's brought up. Together, we're two totally different people, but talking about the same story. So, given half the opportunity, Billy would write a headline for his stream probably differently than I would for my stream. They call that integrity to your own kind of self, what your own compass is all about, I guess. I guess you're interpreting your own compass. That's what I try and do. And that's what Billy does. But these guys are not showing anything, are they? They're literally saying, right, we've got three things that we've got to highlight. Chicken shop, drug gangs, and recruiting with free food. And that is literally, whatever you put in the headline, make sure that's it. Make sure it's in there before people fall asleep. So they sensationalize it and they pack each word where it's almost like each word's like an uppercut. Chicken shop, drug gangs recruiting children with promise of free food. And then the food is like the fucking knockout blow. And at the end of it, you're like, oh my God, I feel like I've had a 1-8 combination here. You know what I mean? Chicken is more of a black person's food. Well, I don't know. That's a misconception, isn't it? Fucking hell. What do you eat in every carvery? Beef is on the menu. In some places, if you're lucky, lamb is on the menu. What else is on the menu, mate? So you don't want to buy into the stereotype that the narrative is that, oh, black people just eat fried chicken all day. You know what? You go to India, you go to fucking anywhere in the world, and they've got a chicken dish. The chicken gets it globally, and the pig. There's many animals. So I get what you're saying, and even black people have used that as a joke against themselves, which I think is slightly disingenuous, but black man does like chicken, and you can't get away from that. But white man likes chicken. White man likes a lot of shit. Black man likes a lot of shit. So we don't really want to get into it. We don't want to buy into it. You know what I mean? Where oh, well, I can see why they've done it because, black people do it. That's what I'm saying. They've set the stall out now that every chicken shop's going to have people walking with a limp. Saying, yeah, man, all over the place, outside every chicken shop. Try to recruit, because if you buy into every stereotype, that's what your perception of a black person is going, yeah, man, do you want a free chicken? And by the way, I got some drugs. Do you want me to sell them up the road, man? Yes, I'll buy you some free chicken. And it's like that's the way they're kind of putting it, which is disingenuous and it's insulting. You know what I mean? You can't talk about a demographic like that. You can't treat every demographic just because you've got people who like fucking chicken. I see more white people sat out at McDonald's. Now, we all know about the woes of McDonald's food, but that is something that is what it is. You know what I mean? But that shouldn't be used against white people, just like chicken shouldn't be used against black people as in, yeah, go and give him a chicken, he'll be all right. It's like, it's a stupid Victorian way of looking at things that if you're going to just stereotype anyone like that, then you deserve what you get. You deserve the fact that person may turn around and go, who the fuck are you talking to? Saying I like chicken. Be honest with you, I'm a fucking vegan. So what's that all about? You know what I'm saying? See, it's narratives, and this is what this is. Is it racist towards black people, just assuming that the only way they're getting young black kids to do shit on the street is hanging outside chicken shops? I mean, just the thought of it is so freaking insulting. And I'm not triggering as a black person or a white person or anyone in between. Well, probably in between. Just like, what? Where are we at with this? McDonald's don't do halal, apparently. I don't know what they're fucking doing, though. I try not to eat it. I have ate it on occasion. All my battery power's going, so I'm probably going to have to call it a day anyway, guys. It was probably a longer ramble than I wanted. But yeah, I'm going to see Billy tomorrow. I've just confirmed with him whether it's going to be a live or whether it's be something that's going to be filmed later on. I've no idea yet. We'll see how it goes. He's got plenty to talk about, and I do want to talk about the new property that has been acquired in Accrington as well. So yeah, this is crazy. 3 for 4. It's deception on the media, and you could argue it's a little bit of stereotyping or a demonization against the chicken. Ain't the chicken's fault, is it? I love chicken, I do. So this is Red Pill Phil saying grooming is grooming. I don't really give a shit what's put in your hand in order to make you groom. That's just a tool of exploitation. But let's talk about the exploitation. Let's talk about the individual, and let's talk about what the individual's up to, not what food is putting in people's hands. You know, yeah, I love a Savoy as well. I don't really have him too much, but I think, you know, the time's coming when a Savoy group, imagine that, that's got a sexual connotation to it as well. So that's probably more befitting, innit? Where do you go with this shit? You could actually make a spoof video on this. So, yeah. Like and subscribe. Stay away from the chicken. Stay away from the kebab shops. Stay away from the Savoys. And just sit in your house. Don't talk to anyone. Don't get online. And whatever you do, don't go near your fucking window. Because as soon as you look at someone, something's going down somewhere. And it's going to be in all the papers. Don't eat, like someone's just said there. Don't drink, because you can't trust what's in that. And be careful what you touch. Be careful what you breathe in. And just overall, just be fucking careful, you know? And I hope that after being careful that many times, you're still back here on the same stream. I bid you all love. You stay safe. Don't eat, just drink booze. Jesus, too tempting. I love you all, guys. Even Laura and everyone else. See you soon, guys. Love ya.